If you want to be overpowered early and have the perfect start possible, you are in the right place. This game can be overwhelming at first since there are a lot of things you can do to have the perfect start. Like for example, setting up your first overpowered team that will carry you till mid-game, and you can start it by selecting your starter Digimon. You can pick whatever you like here since we can replace it later on easily. But I suggest picking Patamon instead just in case you want to work with a magic-based setup in mid-game, as you can easily evolve him to Angent. The next step is progressing in the story until you reach the Metropolitan Government Building. Once you reach the building, this is where the game really starts, as we will take a lot of steps in this area. The game will also give you a starter Kuramon at this point in time, which we can digivolve into a Agmon when the Digivolution feature is unlocked later on after progressing in the area. So that's 2 Digimons already. In total, we will be racing 6 to 7 Digimons in this area, and not only will this lineup allow you to farm in the upcoming leveling and money farming spot efficiently, but you can also use these Digimons when progressing in the early to mid game. So continuing our progress by racing a Ryudamon, you can do so by converting a Punimon, which you can find on the building's ground floor. Punimon usually teams up with the Cotamons in the area. Make sure you convert it to a 200% Punimon, and this Digimon can digivolve into a Ryudamon later on. This Digimon will play an extra role in this guide, so make sure you get Punimon at all costs. The 4th Digimon in this lineup is Monodramon, which you can farm on the first floor of the Metropolitan Building, where the Chaos Dramon is lurking, or find one that is teaming up with the Tentomon in this area. Don't mind the Chaos Dramon here, just avoid fighting it at all costs. Before you continue your runs, always remember that your key or main Digimons needs to be converted at 200% rate to have higher stats in general and better talent, while converting Digimons at 100% is enough if you will use them as XP fodder for your Digimons. The next step is racing a Dracomon, which you can easily farm near the first elevator of the area on the building's ground floor. In case you haven't noticed yet, you can respawn enemy Digimons by re-exiting and re-entering areas. After getting Dracomon, use the elevator, and before you head into the next room, make sure you get the character reversal skill attachment from a treasure chest. The character reversal skill will allow you to manipulate and exploit enemy weaknesses by changing their character types. Like for example, the Impmon in this footage is a virus type Digimon, which is weak to vaccine types and strong against data type monsters. If you use character reversal on Impmon, he will be stronger against vaccine type monsters while being weak to data type Digimons, explaining the damage increase here from Dracomon, which is a data type monster. Not only that, elemental and attack type resistances will also be reversed. So you can see here that damage stacking is possible through exploiting weaknesses. Keep in mind as well that this neat trick can be applied to your Digimons as well, allowing you to avoid damage weaknesses or manipulate your resistances. The 6th Digimon in this lineup is Impmon. You can find him on the 36th floor of the Metropolitan Building, teaming up with Mushroommon. Get him to 200% and move forward. After you race all of the suggested Digimon so far, proceed to the main story until you unlock the Digivolution feature. After this, evolve your Kuramon into an Agmon. In this area where you unlock the Digivolution feature, the first farming spot in the game will be accessible as well. But before you do any farming, convert a 200% Kuramon first by farming it near the Kurisarimon's location. Kuramon usually teams up with the Kuramon in this area. There's a nearby staircase as well that you can use to respawn all of the Digimons here. Once you have converted a Kuramon, slot it in your party as a reserve. And remember that I asked you to get a Punimon at the beginning of this guide. Make sure to slot Punimon as a reserve member as well. Your final lineup before farming should look like this. We will officially start the farming runs, so make sure the difficulty is set to story mode to make your farming runs faster as well. We will use this spot to optimize our Digimons for the rest of the game, and also farm the 7th and last Digimon for this main lineup, which is Kurisarimon. Kurisarimon is already a champion Digimon, so this Digimon will give you a significant advantage if you get it now. Farming Kurisarimon will take a while since it will give you a 15% conversion rate in every kill, and I don't want to waste your time here. So we will farm specific skills while you are doing this later on, but first, let me show you how the farming method works. I usually start the method by digi-attacking the Tentomon near the stairs, and then the next one is Kuramon. If an encounter switches to turn-based battles, just use your Digimon's special abilities to quickly take out enemies in the area. There's a Gasimon and a Gossamon behind the rocks here, so take that out as well. Lastly, hit the Kurisarimon with a Digi attack and take it out quickly in a turn-based battle. Head to the staircases and re-enter the area to respawn all of the enemies here, rinse and repeat. Now that you know how the actual method works, as mentioned, I am maximizing your time spent here. So we will farm two specific skills that will make your starter setup godly. The first one is Acceleration Boost, which doubles a Digimon's physical damage on its next attack. The broken thing is, Acceleration Boost stacks with a skill Attack Charge. Attack Charge is another offensive buff that directly increases a Digimon's attack stat by 30% for 3 turns. In this lineup, both Agmon and Monodramon can learn Attack Charge at level 10, so you will be taking advantage of buff stacking at the earliest time possible. We can farm Acceleration Boost by raising a Ryudamon to level 2 and unequipping the skill attachment so we can equip it to any Digimon in your party, and this is where Punimon comes in. Digivolve Punimon into Chunamon, and when Chunamon levels up to level 5, you can Digivolve it into a Ryudamon. And then leveling Ryudamon to level 2 will unlock the Acceleration Boost. Unequip the Acceleration Boost, so that's 1 already, and we need at least 2 of these skills. So what you need to do here is the Digivolve Ryudamon back to Chunamon and then raising it to level 5 once again so it can Digivolve back to Ryudamon. So you can produce the second Acceleration Boost when it reaches level 2. The third early broken skill is Guard Bind. Guard Bind is a debuff skill that lowers enemy defense by 20% for 3 turns. So you can imagine how powerful your damage can reach if Acceleration Boost and Attack Charge are active on a certain Digimon and then hitting an enemy afflicted with defense down. To get the Guard Bind, our prepared Kuramon comes into play, and following the same process that we did when farming Acceleration Boost will give you at least 2 Guard Binds. So to make it straight, while you are farming Kurisarimon to 200% or doing the whole farming method, you are hitting 2 birds with 1 stone by farming 2 Acceleration Boost and Guard Bind skills all at once. Don't forget that you can use all of the enemies in this method as XP fodders as well to power up your main Digimons or quickens the process of skill farming. Once you are finally done in this method, you are ready to move on in the game. Your setup should look like this. You do have Monodramon, Agmon, Kurisarimon, Impmon, Dracomon, Patamon, and lastly Ryudamon with 2 Acceleration Boost and Guardbind skills in your inventory. The reason why I selected this lineup will make sense later on, but the short explanation is that a lot of enemies including bosses are weak to fire, especially from early to mid-game. And of course, their champion form will do wonders in mid-game, which I will dive into later on. Plus, the majority of the Digimons in this lineup have the Valor personalities, which will make sense after we unlock the Agent skill feature later on. But for now, continue progressing in the main story. Now that your starter lineup has been finalized, continue the main story by just following the objective marker, and you will never get lost here. And soon, you will be up against a Kuwagamon as a boss fight. I will be skipping the boss strategies in this guide to save time, and all of them are pretty straightforward for now anyway. After the boss fight, you will be thrown into a mysterious place outside your reality. Clear every interaction in this area and you will eventually find yourself back into your own time and space. The next series of events will lead you to our next dungeon with a middle-aged man. Once you are down in the sewers, the next step is clearing the Shinjuku Waterway. Compared to the previous dungeon, there's not much to do in this area. There's another champion Digimon in this area, which is Numemon. So if you want another early champion, you can take advantage of that, but you can easily skip this guy since you already have Kurisarimon in your lineup. Popular Digimon such as Biyomon and Wormmon can be found in this area, so if you're a fan of them, make sure to get them at 200%. I will also suggest getting at least 1 Tapirmon and leveling it to level 2 so you can have access to a heal skill as early as now, but it is not required. Exploring this area will bring you into a boss fight with Raremon. This Digimon is weak to fire, so a fully buffed Agmon with acceleration buff and attack charge can bring this guy down in no time. Once the boss is dead, the main story events will lead you to your temporary house. Inori and his dad will welcome you to their house, while the map of Shinjuku will be open as well for you to explore after the house introduction. You can explore the area at your leisure, but you really don't need to buy anything from the shops for now. Following the main story will lead you to the first entrance of the in-between theater or your hub in this game. This is where you access your Digifarm, which is a very important feature of the game, where you can train your Digimons for more stats so you can meet Digivolution requirements later on. On the other side of Mireille the Attendant, you can also buy general useful consumables that you can use in your journey. This shop sells more stuff as you progress in the story, so be sure to check it out from time to time. But for now, make sure to buy the Attack Bind skill, which is a great early debuff skill that will allow you to have a 100% chance of reducing an enemy's attack by 20% for 3 turns. So be sure to equip it in one of your Digimons as early as now. After the events in the theater, you will be tasked to return to Inori's house to end the day. As soon as you start the next day, the game will let you unlock the Agent skill feature. Agent skills are basically your overall skill tree that arches all of your Digimon's personalities. The current personalities in the game are Valor, Wisdom, Philanthropy, and Amicability. So for example, you unlock some of the upgrades in the Valor skill tree by using Agent points. Those upgrades will directly affect all of your current Digimons with a Valor personality. The main reason why I asked you to beat all of the Digimons in this guide so far is that all of them have Valor personality trait aside from Patamon and of course Kurisarimon. But it is very important to note that you can change Patamon's and Kurisarimon's personality to Valor as well, but it is best to explain this topic in a different video. I chose this lineup because Digimon such as Agmon, Monodramon, Dracomon, and the others can easily be overpowered since physical buffs and debuffs are already available at the very start of the game, and this can last till endgame. If you concentrate on one skill tree, which I'm suggesting is Valor for this instance, not only it is easier for your Valor type Digimons to level up fast, but they can also Digivolve much faster due to lowered requirements. Plus, Valor type Digimons will have a huge amount of stat bonuses, making them all overpowered. And just in case you forgot already, the majority of the Digimons that I asked you to raise have the Valor personality trait. It is highly advisable to concentrate on one type of skill tree in the early game since your points are very scarce. So spreading them would not be a great idea. When the basics are out of the way, I suggest spending your current Agent points on Body Boost level 1 and level 2, and then get the Study of Valor to get more attack stat for Valor Digimons and faster XP gains as well. Once you are ready, follow the main story events at Inori's house, which will then lead you to Shinjuku Underground Waterway North Block. There's a bunch of new Digimons in this area that you do have an option to collect. Again, another empty dungeon just like the previous one. But getting the Dispel skill is suggested, and I'm showing its location on the screen right now, which is of course is a good skill for general fights when removing negative status effects. Proceeding in the main story will lead you to the next boss battle with Cyclonemon. Again, another easy fight, just make sure to debuff Cyclonemon always with Guard Bind and Attack Bind. Monodramon and Agmon are vaccine type monsters, so you already have the advantage since Cyclonemon is a virus type Digimon. And after this fight, you will be back in Inori's house and call it a day. And once again, you'll be thrown into a lot of story events in the city, and for the sake of spoilers, I will skip them for now. But don't worry, you will never get lost in these events since you can just follow the marker. After the main story events with Inori's dad and your new friend Digimon, the game will introduce your first side quest. Side quests are pretty important in this game since most of your agent skill points comes from them. It is suggested to complete every side quest as soon as you can so your Valor skill tree grows faster. The game will notify you via Digiline or in your Digivice if there's an available side quest that you can take. For now, the missing t-shirt side quest is our priority, and you can start by heading to Hiroko's location in Inori's dad's office. Talk to her and both of you will find clues about who's stealing the t-shirts. This side quest will lead you in Shinjuku's back alleyways to progress. You will soon find that a monster went to a manhole, and of course we will do the same. This is the same dungeon you completed in the previous story event, so just follow the marker and eventually find the culprit. Beat the Zuba Eagermon in a fight to complete the side quest. After the side quest, since we receive more agent skill points, use them on upgrading Digivolution of Valor and Body Boost level 1 Def. After completing your side quest, head back to your home and a series of events will take place. These events will take you back to the Underground Waterway South Block section to investigate the missing kids. Following the marker will then lead you to your first outer dungeon, and the gang will head inside to investigate. The outer dungeons in this game are pretty straightforward, and eventually you will fight 2 Vaidmons to save the kids. This fight is nothing special, and neither of them will be no match against your Digimons. After beating the Vaidmon duo, You will be back in Inori's house for more story events, so make sure to enjoy them. The next morning, the game will task you to check another city event. And once you go outside of Inori's house, the card game system will be unlocked as well, and you can park this one for now. Following the objective markers will lead you to the Kabuchiko Theater Square, and soon you will be thrown into a boss fight with Minervamon against a Blue Greymon. This boss is another virus-type Digimon, so your vaccine Digimons already have the edge. Blue Greymon is a bit tanky, but he is not really a challenge if you constantly apply attack and defense down debuff on him. Once you beat this boss, Minervamon will join the gang and exhaust all of the interaction to proceed in the game. Before you end your day, we do have more agent points to spend now, so upgrade another Digivolution of Valor and a Body Boost level 1 SP. Getting the last two upgrades that I just mentioned will increase your agent level to 3, meaning you can already evolve your rookie to champion Digimons, which is nuts. Digivolution requires agent levels and specific stats for you to proceed. So if you can't digivolve a certain Digimon, it only means that you lack the stats to do so or you don't have the necessary agent level. Like for example here, evolving Agmon to Greymon will require 1120 max HP or greater. If you lack the stats, you can train any Digimon by accessing the theater and then visiting your Digifarm. The Digifarm has this set of training equipment, and each of these pieces of equipment increases a specific stat. So determine which stats you need to increase for Digivolution and use the right equipment. But the caveat is, you will need to wait for a whole 30 minutes of in-game time for a Digimon to complete its training. The training can be lessened as you progress in the game, so for now, bear with the long waiting time. When the basics are out of the way, going back to Agmon's Digivolution. If you have the stats, make sure to evolve him to a regular Greymon. Greymon's Mega Flame is a strong AoE fire damage, and we will use him a lot in the upcoming spot. There is a high chance that you lack the stats for the other Digimons to Digivolve, so it is wise to work on each of them slowly in the Digifarm while following the next set of steps. But to make this guide organized, I will now guide you on which Digivolution to get. I highly suggest evolving Monodramon to Raptordramon because of its Ambush Crunch special skill, which can inflict defense down on a single target while also dealing tons of damage. Next is evolving our Dracomon into Vidramon for another vaccine type firepower and the ability to cast a single target fire skill, the V-Nova Blast. And of course, our Patamon will evolve to Angemon so you can explore magic type Digimons in mid-game. Impmon will change into Devimon, and Devimon is another Valor firepower that can deal great dark damage with lifesteal capabilities. And lastly, our Ryudamon will evolve into Ginryomon, which is another good vaccine type with Valor personality trait, a good backup aside from your mains. It may take a while for you to train each of them as mentioned, but what is important here is that you already know which ones to aim for, so you can work on your Digimon slowly while you are following the next steps. It is time to continue our progress, and the gang will look for clues about the digital world. The party will be tasked to hunt down Dr. Simmons to ask for clues, but they will soon learn that Simmons is currently at Akihabara. Make your way to Akihabara and the new side quests will appear in your Digiline, mainly the Infinite Imagination quest and the Dress the Part quest. So we need to park the main quest for now. Okay, so let's clear that to do the job, you need to dress the part first, and you can launch this quest by talking to Asuna in Akihabara. Eventually, she will make you handle and defeat Bakemons through the outer dungeons, and defeating these Bakemons will complete the side quest. The next step is clearing the Infinite Imagination side quest, and you can start this quest by locating Hiroko in Inori's dad's office. You and Hiroko will investigate a strange phenomenon in the back alleyways of Shinjuku once again. Follow where the marker leads you and you will soon find an agent who is investigating the same phenomena. To progress the quest, you need to find 2 special blocks scattered in the area. Head to the location that I am showing on the screen right now to find the first block near the parked scooter. The second special block can be found near a parked taxi and a lamppost. Once you get all of the blocks, head back to the agent and prepare for an easy fight. Beat Toy Agmon in this encounter to complete the quest and get more agent points. Since we do have more agent points, get to your Valor skill tree and make sure to upgrade another Digivolution of Valor to lessen Digivolution requirements further. The next step is locating Dr. Simmons in the streets of Akihabara. Akihabara, and I am showing her location on the screen right now. She is in front of the junk Akiba store, so talk to her to advance the main story, and she will ask for your help in investigating certain phenomena. This event will lead you to Shinjuku Station, where the public safety officers found an outer dungeon that you need to clear. It is an option to farm the Tyrannomon in this dungeon if you want another champion or for collection purposes, but your main objective here is to continuously find and beat the Black Gatomons that are causing the ruckus in your world. Once the Black Gatomons decide to give up, you will be heading back to Simmons to officially complete this quest. After the main events with Simmons, 2 new side quests will be unlocked. Get the targeted cosplayer side quest first by talking to Hiroko in Shinjuku's Waterfall Plaza. Wear the given children's outfit and walk in the center of the park to trigger an explosion. A wormhole will open and both of our characters will be sucked in. You will eventually find the missing cosplayer in this outer dungeon and complete the quest by beating the Tasmon who is guarding the area. The next step is clearing the secret Getaway side quest. Talk to Hiroko once again to start the quest. Talk to Asuna located near the actual waterfall to progress the quest. She will then lead you to the sewer entrance where a strange noise is coming from. Near the sewer entrance, find Gilmon in a secret clearing and eventually chase him down to the sewers. Beat Gilmon in an easy fight and the quest will be complete. We got a lot of agent skill points from completing the last 2 side quests, so upgrade the crash course in Valor so the training time of the Valor type Digimons will be reduced by 50%. Follow up with a body boost level 1 speed and study of Valor. And more side quests will be available for us. So I suggest clearing the Between the World side quest and start this quest by heading to the back alleys of Akihabara. Find Agmon by following the quest marker and both of you will dive into an outer dungeon. Beat the Orochimon with your lineup while Omnimon will assist you in combat to clear this quest. The second and last quest for now is the Father of Shinjuku side quest. Start this quest by heading to the Higashi, Shinjuku 2nd Avenue and heading to where the marker is. Hiroko will accompany you to meet the fortune teller. He will ask you to find 4 missing Digimons around the area to complete the quest. For the first one, find the guy with the white t-shirt under the bridge and he will turn into Gaomon. The second Digimon can be found in Higashi, Shinjuku Square. Approach the middle-aged woman beside a guy wearing a blue polo so you can send Lalamon back home. The third Digimon can be found by entering Vision Square's train station. The boy eating in the cafe will turn into Bukamon before going home. The last Digimon can be found in the Metropolitan Government Building and find Datamon inside the car near the entrance of the building to complete this quest. Oh boy, that's a lot of angel skill points for us to spend. Make sure to get another Study of Valor, Brave Blow, and Body Boost level 3 attack so we can have a significant boost to our firepower. After all that side jazz, it is time to continue the main quest by heading back to your home and sleeping in the attic. Hiroko will invite the party to investigate a shadowy figure lurking in the city in the next morning. Following these events will lead you straight to Shinjuku Station, and before you follow the marker, make sure you unlock the outer dungeon located in the south section of the map so you can access this later on. The shadowy figure will then lead you to the deepest section of the waterways, and Patamon will then appear to challenge the group. While this boss is another virus type Digimon, you already have the advantage. Make sure that your attack and defense bind debuffs are always applied to Patamon to increase your chances of winning. The main tip here is if Patamon shows a sign of pulling a strong attack, make sure all of your Digimons are in guard position to lessen the damage. After beating Patamon, the party will then be transferred to the digital world, making the game even more exciting. Enjoy the scenes here as it is a treat in all aspects. Following the events in Central Town will lead you to our first dungeon in the digital world, which is the Spiral Waterway. Explore the area by just following the spiral or square staircase until you reach the second theater door in this world, so we can access your Digifarm and set up the leveling spot. Before anything else, make sure to use all of the agent skill points left and get the body boost level 1 and level 2 int in your Valor skill tree. If you are following the guide, your Valor tree should be completely identical to mine. Before going to the actual farming method, make sure that you have Raptordramon, Greymon, and Vidramon slotted as your main members to streamline our runs later on. And again, make sure that the difficulty is set to story mode if you change it, so enemies will be weaker, so runs will be faster, and the battle speed is changed to max speed. Starting the actual method from where the theater is located. Start riding Greymon and run over enemies by following the spiraling staircase all the way from the entrance. Pretty simple and straightforward. The two main enemies that give the most XP and money in this spot are the Snymons and the Kugamon, and both of these targets are weak to fire. If you are new to this spot, there's a chance that enemies will force you into turn-based battles. If this happens, just use Greymon's Mega Flame to damage all targets or clear them all, while Vidramon can clean out the remaining targets just in case something survived with his V-Nova Blast, and Raptordramon's Walk Napalm too. Repeat this strategy over and over until your Digimon's overall levels are around level 10 to 15, and you will start running over enemies without the need of turn-based battles. Don't forget to do a detour and take out the Snymon and the Kuramon on an open space near the entrance, while also using Digi attacks on enemies that are placed in unreachable areas for more XP. Once you reach the exit and re-enter the area to spawn all of the enemies, and do everything in reverse until you reach the theater door. An hour of consistent farming in this spot will grant you a whopping 88k XP and an out of this world 100k plus worth of money per hour. This is without any XP and money boosting items, so truly it is the best spot in the early game, outside of paid DLC dungeons of course, which I will go into in a minute. Whether you have the paid DLC farming dungeons or not, this is the best time to increase your main Digimon's bond, since you already have the ability to grind for money efficiently. You can increase your Digimon's bond by buying food from Central Town and feeding it to your Digimons in Digifarm. If you have the paid DLC dungeons on the other hand, you can access them all in the theater by simply talking to Mireille. And yes, it is the best spot to grind XP and money if you have availed the DLC that is. That's a lot of quality steps, and these are enough to give you the absolute best start in the game. But what if you want to know more tips and tricks that will make you a better player? This video will teach you everything you need to know, so click on it and I will catch you on the next one.